What's going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast, and today we're going to be taking a look at 3 takeaways from the Phillies Padres National League Championship Series Game 3. So we begin with the first takeaway. Now, that first takeaway was we would see a very solid but quite short and oddly short outing from Ranger Suarez of the Philadelphia Phillies. Suarez would only throw 68 pitches over the course of 5 innings. Now, while that is extremely pitch efficient, if you were looking at it from a regular season starting standpoint, to be able to have a pitcher that was seemingly going quite well be pulled so early, it's kind of curious to me. Now, I do say that the Phillies bullpen absolutely did an amazing job last night, which is hard to believe for some Phillies fans, but I think that with their relievers, yes, there was a little bit of traffic that they gave up, but ultimately no runs were scored, which is the biggest thing. When you're dealing with the postseason, it's all about making sure you hold your opponents down. And like I said, a very solid outing from Ranger Suarez. And in contrast, Joe Musgrove just didn't have quite the same kind of momentum that he had over his previous 2 starts. So I think that when you look at how this game broke down for the Philadelphia Phillies, they were able to really heavily use their pitching to the better advantage. Now, as we look at the second takeaway, one of the other things that the Philadelphia Phillies did extremely well in comparison to the San Diego Padres was come up big with runners in scoring position. Now, for the Philadelphia Phillies, they were 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position, while the Padres were 0 for 7. And the Padres would lead 7 men on base, while the Phillies left just 4. Being able to capitalize on these situations where you have runners in scoring position, being able to come up with that clutch hit is something that in the postseason is a dagger to the other side. So I think for Philadelphia, this was definitely a case of being able to have that home crowd really liven them up, really give them extra energy. And by doing so, you allow yourself to really look to the heart of your team, to look to the passion, which is the city. And I think that for the Philadelphia Phillies, playing at home is such an advantage because there's no other place to play in Major League Baseball than the Northeast, in my opinion. Boston, New York, Philadelphia, they're just such passionate fans. And yes, other places do have passionate fans, but not to the same degree. And I think that having the games take place right now in Philadelphia is really a detriment to the San Diego Padres. I think that for San Diego, this is going to be a very difficult battle for these next 3 games because of playing in Philadelphia. So when you look at what this game was, being able to come up big with runners in scoring position really helped the Phillies in a big way. Now, as we look at the third and final takeaway of this game, the Philadelphia Phillies will come away with a 4-2 victory. Now, what makes this so important is that it is a 2-1 series lead. When you look at this best-of-7 series and having 3 games in here in the middle in Philadelphia, it really is advantage Phillies. I think that by having those games in Philadelphia, as I just said, it really allows the Phillies to kind of bank on their home fans being able to bring some energy to the ballpark. And you know Philadelphia is always rocking. And with a Kyle Schwarber leadoff home run, the place was nonstop. It was the electric atmosphere. And because you have that, it almost feels like there's an extra player on the field when you're coming up out of that opposing dugout. And I think that there's a lot of pressure that was put on Joe Musgrove because of that Philadelphia crowd. When you make any semblance of a mistake, they're going to be on you. You're going to feel it in the stadium. You're going to feel it in the air. There's no doubt about it that being able to have these 3 games in the middle, if you're a Philadelphia Phillies player or Philadelphia Phillies fan, is a huge advantage. So I think that when we look at the way that this game played out, do I think that the Padres are going to be able to sneak away with one of these 3 games in Philadelphia? I'd like to say yes, but the way that things kind of played out last night, it all seemed to be going in Philadelphia's favor. So it'll be interesting to see if the Padres can bounce back tonight. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings on this down in the comment section below. Phillies fans, how confident are you feeling being up 2-1 in the series? Padres fans, how are your thoughts feeling being down 1-2 to this series? Let me know those thoughts, those feelings down in the comment section below, or find me over on Twitter at @banter_baseball, and we can keep the conversation rolling. As always, keep it locked into our entire GLMG family with WeSibs, the Granny Geek Show, and of course here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast by hitting the subscribe button on all 3 channels. If you haven't heard so already, we do have a new partner here with Lids. So click the link down in the show notes in the description below and use the promo code LIDS25 to save 25% off your order. Keep it locked in all season long as we continue to look at the postseason as well as the latest news, notes, and my personal thoughts, theories, and opinions on the game of Major League Baseball. Peace.